the royal family are changing with the times?
Oh, really? Please.
I am not a big fan of Miss Markle, and I'm particularly not a big fan of the way that she and Prince Harry appear to want their cake and eat it on privacy.
I did not have any understanding of just what it would be like.
There's a lot of protocol, there are a lot of expectations, but only one job: survive.
There are a lot of benefits that come with being a royal, but there are also so many rules to follow. As you probably know already, Meghan Markle isn't the type of gal who likes being tied down by regulations. As a royal, Meghan was expected to accept certain rules and expectations. For a while, royal fans wondered if she would ever fit in. But if you thought Meghan was rebellious before, she's gotten even more protective since she gave birth to baby Archie on May 2019. One choice at a time, this royal mama is redefining what it means to be a royal and refusing to obey the rules. Now she's enforcing a few on her own and how the public should treat her, and well, not everybody is on board. Slap in the face. Fans were thrilled when Prince Harry and Meghan launched their very own Instagram account, but their joy quickly turned to disappointment after the couple posted that they wanted to celebrate their child's birth in privacy. This prompted a storm of criticism from fans and media outlets. The Sun, one of Britain's biggest tabloids, argued that the protective couple was violating the public's royal rights by choosing to celebrate the arrival of the baby privately. Since the royals are funded by the people's taxes, some people felt they owed it to them to share this joyous occasion with the rest of the world. It was either that or they should have chosen to live as ordinary private citizens. But many fans were fuming because they felt like the latest royal mother denied them the much-awaited photo opportunity hours after the birth. And as Meghan and Harry pushed for more privacy, the people pushed back. More backlash. There was no shortage of backlash after Meghan Markle gave birth to the baby, especially after the whole Wimbledon debacle. 2 months after giving birth to baby Archie, Meghan was spotted at Wimbledon supporting her friend Serena Williams. But if you saw the Duchess of Sussex sitting in the stands, wouldn't you want to walk over and ask for a selfie? And if you're a member of the media, it'd be kind of weird if you didn't take a snap or two, right? But media consultant Sally Jones, who was sitting in the very same row as Meghan, told the Daily Telegraph that a royal protection officer advised her to stop taking photos of Meghan. She quickly put the officer in his place by reminding him that there were about 200 photographers snapping photos of her. But according to a palace source, banning the media from taking photographs isn't unusual among the royals when they want their privacy respected at a public event. But you didn't think people would stop complaining even when she gave the public what they wanted, did you? Under fire after christening. Despite Meghan's aversion to the media and photographers tromping in on her privacy, she was super happy to share the first photos of Archie during his christening on July 6th. But sadly, this brief glimpse into the baby royal's life was followed by more controversy, of course. It all started after the couple was criticized for the cost of a massive renovation of their $3 million Frogmore cottage. But the fancy 4-bedroom abode is not the monarchy's private property, so some folks were complaining that the structure's reno was paid for with taxpayers' money. People like Labour MP Luke Pollard felt that the millions that went into the refurbishment could have been spent in other places like hospitals and schools. So he told CNN, "You've got to ask yourself, what are the public getting in return?" Other critics like Pollard argue that such a ridiculous amount of money could have been put to better use in light of the high level of economic instability in the country. But would people have looked the other way on Meghan and Harry's reno if they hadn't kept the public from baby Archie's christening? Keeping the christening secret. To say that Archie's christening was a secret would be a bit of an understatement. After all, an announcement was made that it would be taking place inside the Queen's private chapel at Windsor Castle. In the past, the royals didn't let the media bring their TV cameras for Prince George, Prince Louis, or Princess Charlotte's christenings, but this was definitely the first time the media had absolutely zero access. Majesty Magazine's editor-in-chief Ingrid Seward had covered a few royal christenings during her career, but she claims she had never run across so much secrecy. However, Meghan and Harry were determined to celebrate their child's milestones on their own, and if that meant excluding the public a bit, they were all for it. But since Harry's not directly in line for the throne, he and his wife have a bit more flexibility when it comes to choosing how they want to live. This might explain why Meghan broke royal tradition and went to the private christening wearing a dress designed by French fashion house Dior. Obviously, the gown looked absolutely freaking perfect on her, but typically the British royal family likes to stick with UK labels on special occasions. Fortunately, Archie stuck to tradition and wore the same christening robe his other cousins had worn. But did they go too far by keeping the godparents private? Aside from keeping their son's christening private, this super secretive couple failed to share one piece of vital information: the identity of Archie's godparents. Now, there's no written rule that says they need to share this with anyone, but the public seems to be desperate to know, and since the prince and duchess weren't letting up, people started to speculate. The Times in London figured that one godparent might be Charlie van Straubenzee, a longtime friend of Harry's. As far as godmothers go, who better than Tiggy Pettifer, the former nanny who looked after him and his brother William after their parents' separation? But of course, the obvious choice would have been other members of the royal family like Kate and William. And although there's nothing to suggest that they aren't, there's a reason they probably weren't chosen. They're already Archie's aunt and uncle, but rumor has it that a similar decision caused some issues when Charles didn't make his sister Anne Harry's godmother. Sadly, the backlash from not having a public christening wasn't the worst thing that Meghan has had to face. A not-so-royal job. We know Meghan didn't have everything handed to her. She worked really hard to earn her celebrity status as an actress. So you might say she was Hollywood royalty long before she became British royalty. But when she married Prince Harry, she had to leave that life behind. However, the working gal in her has been itching to get back in the proverbial saddle. Apparently, Meghan has been looking to become Vogue's newest editor, if you believe what an anonymous source told the Daily Beast. But the former lifestyle blogger isn't planning on writing about fashion. She wants to use Vogue to talk about worthy, charitable, and philanthropic issues. In fact, she's already working as a contributing editor for British Vogue. The September issue will reportedly show the Duchess wearing outfits by designers connected to women's rights and mental health. If Meghan does end up working at Vogue, we're sure she'll use the platform to make a difference. But she might have to steer clear from anything too political, as royal protocols strictly prevent her from doing so. But do you think she'll eventually try to bend the rules? Back on TV. Rumor has it that the show Suits got cancelled after Meghan Markle's exit. But why did she leave the show in the first place? Easy. She couldn't have her cake and eat it too. So in order to become a member of the royal family, she had to quit the series. Despite the cancellation, USA Network renewed the show for a 9th and final season, but fans would undoubtedly notice the void she left behind. Then again, it wasn't like Meghan could sneak out of the palace and fly to Canada to act without anyone noticing. But according to actor Patrick J. Adams, who played Meghan's on-screen lover, she will still be a part of Suits' 9th and final season. But hold your horses, don't get too excited. Aside from an occasional phone call where Rachel says "I love you" and "goodbye," we won't actually see the actress reprising the role of Rachel Zane. However, Adams denied that his character or Meghan's would have a sad ending when he returned in season 9's 5th episode. But that's okay because the Duchess has plenty of drama to deal with back home, right? Introducing the baby her way. On May 6, Buckingham Palace announced that Meghan had given birth to a healthy baby boy who weighed 7 pounds 3 ounces. But anyone expecting a traditional introduction of the new royal was in for quite a shock. When Princess Anne, Princess Diana, and Duchess Kate introduced their children, they did so while cradling their babies outside the lavish Linda wing of St. Mary's Hospital. So naturally, everyone assumed that Meghan was going to bring Archie out, give everyone a big old smile, and wave at photographers too. But boy, were they disappointed. Having an eager crowd waiting to meet her son was already a lot of pressure for the royal mama. So to assume that she would come out all dolled up only hours after bringing a baby into this world was a little ridiculous. Instead, she did what Meghan always does and introduced her child her way, but only when she was good and ready. Eventually, she and Harry made a public appearance with their newborn on May 8th. That's 2 whole days after she gave birth. And she didn't introduce Archie at the hospital, but at the Windsor Castle. But that wasn't the only thing the Duchess did differently. Some would say she's breaking one too many protocols, but others think she's breathed new life into the royal family with her way of doing things. Social media announcement. Some royal fans found the announcement of Meghan Markle's royal baby birth a bit confusing. The British royals revealed on Twitter that she had given birth to her son, which was not the typical way birth announcements were handled. When a royal is born, a traditional ceremonial easel is brought out in the forecourt of Buckingham Palace to announce the birth of the baby. But that didn't happen first, which royal fans found super odd. The easel's placement and the reveal of the birth are supposed to go hand in hand, but things didn't go the traditional route. Clearly, the protective mom and dad are starting a few traditions of their own. The easel, followed with the bulletin in a wooden frame, was taken out a couple of hours after the social media announcement, and it read, "The Queen and the royal family are delighted at the news that Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex was safely delivered a son at 5:25 a.m. today." But that didn't matter to royal fans, who couldn't help but feel left out ever since Meghan announced she was pregnant. Was there something to it, or were they making a big ol' scandal over nothing? Criticism over new nanny. Any little thing seems to set people off, even something as simple as the choice of Archie's nanny. Although the British woman's identity remains a total secret, Harper's Bazaar learned that she's not actually living at Frogmore Cottage. Veteran royal correspondent Charles Ray told InStyle that traditionally nannies live with the royal family and provide various services like cooking, cleaning, and chauffeuring. So not having a live-in nanny is just one more way the royal parents are breaking tradition. But aside from not living with Meghan and Harry, this nanny doesn't work weekends either. So this shift in their choice of a nanny is another way to let everyone know they still control some aspects of their life. But no matter what she does, Meghan can't seem to please anyone these days. She's even been criticized for the way she held her baby at the King Power Royal charity polo match. Apparently, she was cradling Archie the wrong way. Some people wondered if anyone had even taught Meghan how to hold her newborn baby. But parenting experts claimed that the way Meghan held Archie was actually pretty common. So even though the Duchess didn't break any protocols, royals have to keep up appearances at all times. Can you imagine how stressful that must be? It's like she can never catch a break. But having her parenting techniques questioned probably doesn't sit well with the Queen or the rest of the royal family. Let's just hope the parenting police take a chill pill and lets the new royal mommy enjoy this chapter in her life. Don't worry, Meghan, you're doing amazing. Do you think the world is judging the Duchess of Sussex too harshly? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to The Taco.